welcome back to my channel, guys. And I just want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone that watches my videos and has subbed to my channel. Just to hit over 350 subs, which is over a third the way to my goal of 1,000 subs. So thank you very much, guys, for supporting me. And yeah, let's get straight into this build. Okay guys, I just want to explain something quickly before we get into the tour of this base. So basically, this base has two TCs, but it's a bit complicated, so I want to explain it. So we have one TC here, and when we build this TC first, you should only be allowed to place a TC at this range here. But the way we manipulate the foundations, it actually lets us put a TC here. So the base has two TCs in these two locations. Now each TC does the upkeep for half of the base. Now if one TC gets broken, the other TC does protect the rest of the base from stuff being placed in it, like doors or boxes or other TCs. So you are covered by the other TC, but that doesn't stop someone then moving and placing a TC a bit further out of the base, which is going to cause you a big problem, because if they do that, then half of your base is going to decay unless you break their TC and place your own one. I do explain on what is the best thing to do if someone breaks one of your TCs and you still have control of your base. I do show you what the best option is for that. So right, let's move on to the tour. Okay guys, let's give you a quick tour of this base. So first off, I just want to show you that it does have two TCs. It has a suicide bunker over on this side and it has a suicide bunker on this side, which we'll get to. And the other good thing about this base is it has one entrance there and another entrance over on the other side, exactly the same. We have two helipads either side, and I mean, it's a bit tight, but you can fit a scrap transport heli on the top, but yeah, that's if desperate need. You could probably park one on there as well, but that's fine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through the entrance. As I put on all my bases, I love this design, this mechanic. You can't get in the base. You have to crouch, walk backwards, and use this to push yourself in. Same to go out, crouch, walk backwards, and open this door. Standard on the other side as well. Love that feature. Most people don't even know what it is or how it works. So then we've got two garage doors to get in to the centre of the bottom floor. If I open all these up, obviously this is the pathway to the other entrance / exit. We do have a downstairs loot room, just chucked a few boxes in there, and then we got these steps to the next floor. When we get to the next floor, I'll open up the core of this one as well, so we've got more garage doors. And then what we've got here is we've got stairs to go up to the shooting / heli floor, or we've got doors to go to either side of the base. So let's just pick one side. So it's I think it's like 5 garage doors to get all the way through here. And yeah, 5 garage doors. And then in here we've just got more storage. I've put some fridges and 3 furnaces and some chairs. But then this is the best bit. We have bunker number 1. Now this bunker was super strong even when you could splash the wood through all these floors and roofs and stuff. So even now I think it's nearly impossible to get through without blowing at least one piece of sheet metal. So if I just go through it and show you how it works. So we've got a roof and a triangle floor here. So if I just come down into this room here, into the sheet metal bunker, I'll open these up, and what we got here, this is the underneath. So to remove the roof, we need to remove this triangle foundation. Remove that, and the roof goes. Then this triangle floor is still here. To remove this, we have to remove this triangle and this wall. Now it doesn't matter which order we break these in. So if someone was splashing it, if they do find a way and they splash one, it doesn't matter because they've got to break the other one. So I'll just give you an example of that. I'll break this one and the triangle floor stays. Then I break this one, there it goes, it breaks, and there you go. Your ladder to get up and down. Don't worry if you haven't got a ladder, you can get in and out, but it is a pain, so I advise getting a ladder. We've also got another loot room here, and then we've got a level 2 workbench with some boxes and 3 sleeping bags. You can fit more sleeping bags in here if you wanted, or more boxes, whatever. Obviously on the other side of the base I have got the level 3 workbench, so don't worry about that. This box poking through the wall is the transfer loot box. So this is a 1x1 high quality metal square. So it's 15 rockets to get inside, but people can break this box, but don't worry, I'll explain that now. So how this works is, if you don't know how a suicide bunker works, you place your loot into this box, whether it be logging off for the night, or your best items, your sulfur, your weapons or whatever, and your upkeep for your TC. And then what you do is you press F1, type kill, hit enter, and then what you do is one of you can spawn on this bag inside here. Once you spawn on this bag, you access this box here, you pick up your loot, you fill up your TC, or you got 3 storage boxes for when you log off for the night, or if you just feel safer keeping stuff in there that you're like hoarding, like your sulfur until you're ready for your raid or your rockets, you keep them in these boxes. Upkeep is 3k stone, 2.5k metal, 70 wood. I think that goes up to about 100 odd wood when you've got the bunker made. And that's normally 24 high quality metal. Obviously you're going to have to double that upkeep because each TC does half the base, so that is only half of your upkeep. And as I was saying before, don't worry if someone was to raid your base and break this box but not raid your actual 1x1 high quality metal suicide bunker. If that happens, yes, you cannot replace this box because it's done when you build the base, but you can put 2 drop boxes on the walls here, 1 in, 1 out, and you can you might have to remove one of your storage boxes, but you can still get it to work, so don't panic. It's not a problem. If I just go back up, obviously I'm not going to go in depth on the other side, but I'll just show you quickly. There's your other bunker on the other side, which is basically exactly the same down below. As you see, more storage. I've got a locker and a repair bench on this side this time. And if we come down, open this up, same bunker mechanic there, another loot room, and another suicide bunker with another TC in it. Same thing, and there we go. So I'll just come back upstairs. Okay, if we go back up to the top floor, we got is a research bench and a large box, and this is mainly here just for peeking out of this window. Close that. Let's open up this top floor core, and as you see, I've opted for 4 windows and shutters, they're mainly just for peeking. I know these walls can be soft-sided and get in. I'm not too bothered about that, to be honest. If they want to get in and they want to start blowing through doors, then let them crack on. It's going to cost them a fortune. So that's fine by me. Here we got first helipad on this side. You've got little low walls here for peeking. You've got your helipad. Same, and you've got another helipad on this side, so you haven't got to worry about which side of the base you're approaching from. And I have got a scrap heli up on there. You can probably fit them on here. I haven't actually tried, but yeah, that's the tour, guys. I hope you like it. Let's get into how to build it. Okay, guys, let's get straight into this build. So what we want to do first is we need to start off with a square foundation. Do it quite high. Always place your foundation quite high off the floor, or start on the highest part of terrain around you, because the last thing you want is it going too low and you can't place it. So I'm just going to start off about here, and what we're going to do is make a line of 10 square foundations. So we're going to go 5 this way, like so, and then we're going to do another 5 this way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove the 8 in the middle. 8, there we go. So what we've got is we've got the end squares left. Then what we want to do then is we want to come back with triangle foundations, 7, but we want to make sure we come back on the same side on both sides. So we're going to go right on this foundation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then we go on to this one, and this time I go on the left on the same side, so we go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. Once we've done that, we do 2 square foundations on the end of this one, and 2 square foundations on the end of this one. Then what we can do is we can just go and delete all of that, and we can delete all of this side as well. And we're left with these. I recommend making these stone, because they will be decaying at the very start, so we just want to make sure that we don't lose these, because our whole base is built off of these foundations. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to build a starter base out of this, so something to live out of while you build it. So let's get straight into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a triangle foundation. We're going to raise that on this side. Coming off of that, we want 3 low triangle foundations, and then what we want is effectively the layout of a 2x2. So once you've got that, this is going to be the square for our 1x1 suicide bunker, but we're going to potentially have to live out of this square temporarily, because having to place the TC down and the stuff for the suicide bunker leaves you very vulnerable, exposed, so you can do some of it before you put the TC in. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some walls like this. We will have to turn this one around, so we need to be quick. So we're going to start like this, with a double door on there, and then we're going to turn this into the airlock. So we will go like so. And there we are. So what you could do now is you could make this wood to live out of, or stone. Totally up to you how you want to do this. Just letting you know that you'd have to put 2 doors on this side, double doors, and double doors here. So this then becomes your airlock, and this becomes where you store your loot. But you don't want to be putting a TC in it yet, because we will need to go over to this side. So what we do is we come over to this side, and we will place walls like this. We'll rotate this one round as well, because this is going to be the 1x1 suicide bunker, and we need a TC. So we're going to place TC down, get a lock on that straight away. Might as well do it now. So you put your lock on. Then what you want is you want a sleeping bag in here. Unfortunately, in the suicide bunkers there's only room for 1, so if you're a group, make sure you pick your most active person who's going to be making sure the upkeep's all up together. And then we need a salvage shelf. We place that in here. There's hardly any movement in it at all, but make sure it's placed over to the left. And there we go. So that is like so. Then what you want to do is you want to remove this wall. Remove that wall, and then we place a wall in front of us, hard side facing towards us. Then what we want to do is place a roof on this square foundation like so, which opens up the wall. We need to turn this to stone to make the box placement a lot easier. So we've turned that to stone. Grab a large box and place it in like so. At the minute it's pushed all the way back, but we do need to bring it towards us, and the best way to get the right placement on this is if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the box that's facing me. If you see, I'm going to bring it out now. It's covering 1 stone tile on the roof. I'm going to keep bringing it out until it covers there we are. It's just hit that 2 tile mark on the right hand side, so I'm going to place that there. Then I'm going to come round, remove this. Now you can see our transfer box. Now we've got to be quick with this, so I'm going to make this high quality metal. High quality, like so. And get this sealed up as quickly as we can. We can place the other boxes once it's all sealed up. I'll show you that now as well. There we are. And there we have it. But we still need to be quick because people could come along and break this box. So I'll quickly seal this up, like so. And there we have it. So it obviously, as this is all made of stone and you've got your front door on there, you've now effectively got a base to live out of with a TC in. And just as for, we go back in here quickly. Obviously it's a suicide bunker, so you have to type F1 kill to get in. You get your loot and you fill up your TC, or you stash your loot. So what we can do is we can fit 3 more large boxes in here. So place one like that, and one like so. And we can still reach that one over there. So you've got 3, like when you log off for the night, put all your best stuff in these 3 boxes and make sure your upkeep is up together. Okay, so what it should look like now is you have a little 2x2 starter base. That's fine if the 2x2 is made out of stone or whatever you want to make it out of. That is totally fine. You're going to have an airlock as this square. You can have storage in there, and you've got your TC in there. That's fine. But before we turn this into the bunker, there is something we need to do, and it's very important. So what we need to do is we need to go and build the other TC over the other side. If we don't do that stage now, we won't able to do it. So I'll quickly just build the floor plan and show you why we have to do this at this stage. So another high triangle, and oh, that one shouldn't be there. 3 low, like so, and then basically 2, and then obviously we're going to put another suicide bunker in this side. So if I go and put the walls ready for the TC, and then I go to put the TC down, it doesn't let me. Even though the floors are not connected, they're not connected by these gaps here. It's very strange because the game thinks they're connected. So if I was to do a build upgrade on this side, it would build upgrade that side. So they are connected, but yet the TCs are going to have half the base each, which is so good about this base design. But it won't let us place the TC in there. So what we have to do is we have to come over here and delete these 3 triangles to separate this 2x2 from the rest. Then when we come back over here, we can place our TC down. Okay? So we place our TC down, and then we repeat the suicide bunker as quickly as we can. So, and then we need this here. I mean, like that, with another sleeping bag in here, like so. And I'll just do this one more time. I might as well just do the suicide bunker part one more time. It's always good practice. Place hard side facing you. Make that stone. This. Get a box. Two stone tiles out. Remove this. And there we have it, guys. We now have a second suicide bunker. It's a good thing to practice doing this fast because you are very vulnerable when we get this done. Very vulnerable. Like I said, it's a good thing to get the suicide bunkers practiced and sealed as quickly as you can. Alright? So, I mean, I've been doing it for quite a while, so I'm pretty quick at doing it. And then the good thing is now once we've done that, we can then reconnect this back up. And the way we have it now is if we look in this TC, it is now doing half the base. So it's got the high qual upgrade for the 1x1, a little bit of stone and a little bit of wood. And on this side, where I haven't made this high qual yet, it should have wood and a little bit of stone. There you are, wood for everything that's twig here, and just the stone for those 2 square foundations. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back over here, and moving on from that, what I'm going to do now is do this other part of the bunker before I go and make all this sheet metal. So what we do is we put 2 high walls there like so, and then a half wall hard side facing us here. Then what we want to do is do 2 half walls here, remove the bottom one, hard side facing this because this is going to be the drop down for the bunker, and then 2 half walls hard side facing the drop down as well, and remove the bottom one. And as you can see now, this is going to be the entrance to the bunker. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and speed this bit up and make this all sheet metal, but apart from this one twig triangle here, we do leave this twig. When you log off of the night, you will make this wood because people will able to see these little posts through the walls. So we will make this wood, but we'll just leave it twig for now. I'll speed this bit up. Okay, I did miss a couple of bits out, so I'll just quickly do them. So yeah, we need to put a triangle in there and a triangle in here, like so. And that leaves our drop down chute. I will give you a quick example on how it works now. So if I just grab a ladder, like so, it is best to have a ladder. It makes this a hell of a lot easier. If you don't have a ladder, you're not stuck. You can place a twig there and get a triangle, and you can jump, crouch, and get that in there. It is a pain. I think because I put the ladder there, there we go. Bit of spamming, there we go, you can get out. Just thought I'd show you. It is annoying, but I'm just letting you know that it is possible. Okay, so the way the bunker works is you put a twig floor there, and you put twig floor wall there, and then you put 2 twig triangles like so. Ideally you want to make this one wood. I used to leave that one twig, but you can see it from the outside. You can leave these 2 twig because they have patched splash damage through walls. If you want to feel extra safe, maybe make one of them like this one. Just make this one wood, something like that. But this one does have to be sheet metal. And as you can see from the outside now, it is a sealed bunker. But then just for extra protection, what we do is we grab a roof, and we stand back at this weird angle like this, and place that there. And we make this sheet metal as well. So obviously we're going to turn this into a loot room, this into loot. This is going to have a level 3 workbench in it. I might as well just do it real quick. Chuck a level 3 workbench in there, and I think we can fit like 3 sleeping bags in here, like so, for your squad. Spawn in this bunker, like so. And back to bunker. So to remove this roof, you just remove this floor, so, and then to remove this, they have to remove both of these. Doesn't matter which order you break them in, but they both have to be broken. Break one, it stays, and you are now out of your bunker. Simple as that. Okay guys, I'll just put this back in. Go. Right, we'll come back and furnish everything shortly. Just want to get the rest of this build done. So what we do next is we need to make sure that this here can't be eco-raided with jackhammers. So what we do is we do 2 more half walls, make them sheet, and then we pop a triangle on the top, like so. And there we have that. So what I would do then is you can move on to honeycombing. I'll speed this part up. Okie dokie. Then what I like to do then is I like to honeycomb the top 2 squares like this, so then we don't know which one the best loot is in. So we just go ahead and honeycomb this as well. Also guarantees the raid cost to get into the main part of the base, to this part, to 23 rockets, because it means they have to go through a sheet metal wall and a high quality wall. Right, so there we have it. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do the next floor, which is this floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get some half walls, like so. So what we're going to do is going to fit 3 large boxes in there on both sides in a minute, and then we're going to put 2 large walls like that and large walls like so, and we're going to have a garage door entrance here, which I'll do in a second. So this is all going to be stone anyway. So we'll put our garage door on there. Like so, make this stone. Right, pop a roof on. Make that stone as well. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to split this up and furnish it, because what we're going to do is we're literally going to be copy pasting this build over on the other side, which I'm going to speed up. So let's furnish this in here. So the way I do this is I put a wall in here, hard side facing entrance like so, and then what we need is we need some door frames, 3 of them like so, like that, and we would be putting garage doors on all of these. Going to open them up just so they're not. There we are, like so. So it's like 4 garage doors to get into there. And then what I would do over here is I'd have 3 furnaces in this section here, like so. And then what I'll do is put 6 large boxes up in these parts. So as I say in all my videos, to do this, clip the box through the wall. Like so, bring it back through slowly until you start to see that back beam. Make sure that back beam, look, that's incorrect. As you can see, the right of the box at the back is coming through the wall, clipping through the wall before the left. So you want the whole back of the box to clip through the wall at the same time. So there it is. So now I just pull down on my mouse, bring it through, and place it. When I've done that, it should let me place a box here quite easily. There we are, like so. And then for the last box, the easiest thing to do is place a twig triangle, get your large box, and just place it in like so. Now I'm guaranteed, that's fine, yeah, that's fine. So we've got 3 large up there, and we'll do the same on this one over here. Speed this one up, because you don't need to watch me do the same thing again. Okay, I'm back. Now what you want to do in these squares here is totally up to you. You could put more storage if you wanted. I'm just going to chuck one of these in there, maybe a repair bench. Totally up to you what you guys want to do with this. I mean, there's enough storage in this base, so yeah, totally up to you guys. If you feel you need more storage, crack on, that's totally fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back down and furnish down in the bunker quickly. So what we're going to do is we want to make a loot room here with 6 large boxes. So the easiest way to do this is you place a half wall here and then a triangle in behind it. As you can see, it's placed behind there. What that allows us to do is then place a triangle floor there. Just make that stone. Remove these now there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to basically just do the same thing. I know you can squeeze more storage into these if you use barbecues and small boxes, but in my personal experience doing it, I think people just find it's too much hassle having lots of different little storage boxes. Also, it's having to craft it all and stuff, so I'm just going to stick with the basic large box method. It's a lot harder to place this box here with a sheet metal wall behind it. Hopefully I haven't messed this up. There we are. I'm going to go speed these up. You don't need to watch me do this again. Okay, I'm back and I have done my classic thing that I always do. Remember to put your garage door on before you put these boxes on, otherwise it will not let you. Okay, so what we can do here with the level 3 workbenches is we can get 2 small boxes in there. So the first one you just place underneath like so, and then what you do is you rotate it. Maybe rotate, and it lets you place another small in behind there like so, and we can rotate it back. There we go. So we've got a little bit more storage there. Obviously we'd pop a garage door on here like so, and then we'd pop another garage door on here like so. Looks like it's getting dark, so I'm just going to go quickly sort that out for us. Okay, so what we're going to do now is one more thing to make this kind of livable. Obviously, because the last thing you want is your base opening straight up into where you potentially have an open bunker. So to make this livable, we're going to put a door frame to the right and a wall here, and put this off. Make this all stone, and we'll pop a garage door on there like so. And so this is now effectively your little airlock. I know garage doors not that great for an airlock, but it works. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to replicate this base that you're going to be living out of over on the other side. I mean, you'd already have it as a basic 2x2 with the suicide bunker in, but I'll just speed it all up and make it look like this, and then we can get on to the rest of the base. Okay, so there we have it. I now have built the other side. So as you can see, we've basically got two symmetrical bases. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to build the center part. So to do that, we go to look out this side and we take this right square foundation, and what we do is we put another square foundation there, and then what we do is off of that we do two triangles there, and then another two triangles there. So we've got four triangles like so. Then what we do is we do three doors like so and seal them off. So that's going to be our entrance like that. And then what we do is we come over here and put a wall there. And we can, what we do is this triangle here, it needs to be sealed off with hard side facing out all the way around. So this one's stone, 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 and then seal that off like that. Make that one stone, and then what we do is we're going to have two double door frames there, like so. And what I'll do is I'll just go make this stone, and I'll explain to you why I've made it like this. So I'll just speed this up. Okay, so what we do next is, now that is stone, what you want to do is you want to quickly go and put a triangle foundation in front of the door, place a half wall and a triangle door like so. And we do this for two reasons. One, we come inside and obviously we place a triangle here and we make that sheet metal. It's just a pain for if someone does blow through your doors and they want to soft pick that to try and get through your doors. It's not likely, bit stupid idea if they want to, but that's fine. And then it also lets us jump up onto the roof to place our roof. You have to stand right on this corner like this, look down. Can be quite tricky. There we go, got it. There we go. And then we make that stone as well. So what this does for our entrance, we can remove this twig, is just have it. What this does now is, if people blow through your doors, they can't get in. They would have to eco pick this, but it's just not likely because it's still going to cost them absolute fortune to go through the doors. But to make this work, to get in, you need to place the first door that opens inwards, like so. The second door needs to open inwards, and the last door needs to open outwards, like so. So what this does is you crouch, walk backwards, and open the front door, and it will push you in. Same getting out, you can't get out. You have to crouch, walk backwards, and use this door to push you through. So what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to do exactly the same as that over on this side. So what you've got is you've got two entrances to your base. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up. Okay, now that I've done that, obviously we'll be popping garage doors on these. So it makes a nice entrance to the base. So And same on this side, we'll pop all the garage doors on. I'm not going to rush into all that. So what we do next is we wall this off, like so. And then what you can see is we've got a gap in the wall here. We've got a stone double door frame around that one already. So what we need to do is we need to place another door frame here. And what this does is the two door frames seal it up so there's no gap. So we can make them stone, and then we do the same on this side. So pop the double door frame, and that seals up the gap so there's no gap. Then what we do is we turn one of these, we can turn into some kind of loot room. So what we'll do is we just seal that off for now. But what we'll do is we'll pick one side, and that will be our entrance to the next floor. Right, so when we get up to the next floor, what we can do is we can place a triangle here, and then come over here and place a triangle here. Now you will actually start to see the gaps, as you can see there and there. I like to make sure the gaps on opposite sides. You do not have to do this. I'll do it on the roof, but I'll show you what I mean. So next up, what we do is we get some more walls. We'll off this side, and this side like so, and then we do the same over here. That, and we'll that like so. And then we've got these gaps in the middle again, so what we need is we need two double frames there, and two more double frames here, and stone that up. Okay, now that's stone, what we're going to do is we're going to make the stairway to the shooting floor and the helicopter pads in the opposite corner of this stairwell. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the stairs in here, like so. So obviously we'll be putting garage doors on all these door frames, that's fine. I'm just not going to do it now because I don't need to. So then we come up here, and then we're going to place a couple of triangles, 1 and 2, and then our square floors. So, okay, so next up is going to be the shooting floor and access to the helicopter pads. And so the windows that I'm putting give you good viewing, but to be honest, they can be soft-sided into this floor, but I'm not too worried about that in all honesty. I mean, this floor is mainly just for looking out of, and being, so when you park your heli, you can quickly get inside and be safe. As for raiders, I'm not really that bothered about it. So anyway, so what I do is I put two windows there and two windows here. Connect them with door frames, which are access to your two helicopter pads, and then pull these off. There we go. Pull these off, and then as you can see, we've got the gaps which we need to sort out again, which is like normal. So we do our double door frames. When we make them stone, those gaps disappear. We do that on this side as well, like so. And then our entrance to this, we're gonna put like so. Then what we do is we are going to roof this off. And then we are going to place the last two triangles on, one like so, and then one like so. And then I'll quickly go and stone this up. Okay, now that that's fully stoned, what we'll do is we will go put garage doors on, the entrances to the helicopter pads. And what I like to do on the helicopter pads is I like to put walls on the sides. So personally what I do is I put two half walls below, and then I put the same on the other side, below, make them stone. And the reason for this is it gives you a bit of protection. Yeah, I like to leave this part of the helipad with no walls on, as in so when I approach with my minicopter it's easier for me to land, but feel free to put walls on there. The reason why I put a low wall in between these two higher walls is it gives you good angles for peeking and shooting if need be, and if you get tagged by someone or someone's got hard scoping you, you can quickly get behind cover which is quite good. Next up, what we'll do is we'll quickly just put the window bars and the shutters on. It's quite a cheap option personally. Like I said, this floor can be soft-sided, so I'm not too worried about it. It's mainly just for viewing and doing whatever you want to do on this floor. So there we go, you just open them, you've got a good view. You can always go out. Obviously out here I'm not going to do it, it's just wasting time. Put your walls on as well, because look how vulnerable I am. And the good thing is now, as soon as you land on here, you can quickly get into here, so you've got your safety. And you can also fit a scrap heli up on top here. And as you can see, I'll remove these. On the roof, you can see gaps into the base. So the reason why those two barricades were there is I'll quickly get two more. Construction. 1, 2. There we go. 2 more barricades. There are gaps on the roof of the base. They are a little bit more obvious when you're further away. As you can see those little gaps. It's not much, but it's a little something there. So like I said, just as an option, you could stick some barricades on top like so. I mean, you could stick a few more on there. Obviously don't put them there if you want to put a scrap heli on there, because it's going to get in the way. You could put some rugs to cover it, or you could just leave it. It's totally fine, totally up to you. So I think that wraps it all up. I don't think I've missed anything. Obviously, if there's some of the loot rooms and that inside that I haven't furnished on this build, just watch the tutorial and you'll see where I've placed everything. Yeah, if you like this base design, guys, and please drop a like on it for me, because the more likes basically means more views, which means more people get to see it and get to see how much effort's gone into it. And if you want to see more base designs, trap bases, wipes, or tutorials on how to set up servers and run mods, subscribe to this channel. It's going to help me out, and yeah, I will catch you guys later. Okay guys, just want to quickly show you something before we get into the actual base build. Now, if one of your TC gets raided, but you still manage to keep your base, so say for example here, this side, the TC gets broken and raided, but you manage to keep the base because they can't place anything in here because you've still got the TC rights of the other TC over in this side of the base, in here. So we've still got a TC here. The problem we then have is this side of the base starts to decay, this half of the base, and we cannot replace a TC anywhere either because it's all connected. So I just want to show you quickly what is the best thing to do if this happens. So what you want to do is quickly place 2 triangles like that, with 2 squares like so. Some triangles there, so these 3 triangles are going to be honeycomb like so. So this is all going to be some stone honeycomb around where the new TC is going to go. So, but the new TC is going to be on sheet metal, and I'll pull this off quickly and make this sheet so. And then what I'll do is I'll place the TC down. The reason why I place it here and do it here is because that is pretty much the closest position that it will allow us to place the TC now that we can't disconnect it. So we roof this off, make that sheet, seal this off with the garage door like so, and there we go. So our TC is now in here. Stone this off here like that, so we've got an entrance. And then what we do here is we do the same trick I do on everything, which is on both sides of this space. You know what to do. It's going to be the roof / door trick to the TC, because I mean, people just don't know what to do with it. I mean, I've got a video I'll show you in a second of a guy that, whilst I was building this base, a random guy come walking over, and yeah, I left the front doors open and he didn't have a clue. So most people don't even know what to do, even if the doors are unlocked. they still can't get into your base. So I'll put that as soon as I've just shown this for you. So there we go, guys. It's nearly done. Nearly done. Seal this off. Stone. Stone. And then remember we got to do this front part. This. Like that. Place this in here. That sheet. Steps. I actually should have jumped up top before I removed that. I should have placed this down here like so. That stone, and then we can just go and seal this off. Make all this stone. And then last thing, just to hide that this has got sheet metal on it, what I would do is I would just go and honeycomb both square sections on this with stone, just to hide the fact that there's guaranteed something good in that main one. And I wouldn't keep looting this, to be honest. I would literally just keep it for TCE purposes. Keep all your best loot maybe in the other side of the base now if this rare occurrence happens. And there you go, guys. Remember, you got to put your doors on in a specific way. So your doors, first one opens inwards, second one opens inwards, and the last one opens outwards. And there we have it, guys. Your new TC location goes here, and as you can see, it's now got half the base's upkeep on it. It's never too late. It's never too late to start again. It's never too late. It's never too late to feel like you were. It's never too late. Watch your mission dominate. That's a good step. Gotta be patient,